Hey y'all, it's Nurse KP. I am currently in mom mode. As you can see, I am sporting the bald cap today. Today we had games and a track meet, so I just wanted to come through and make a quick video on the series for the month of May called Maybe Mounjaro. I want to welcome everyone to day 4. If it is your first time here, I would like to say welcome. And if it is not your first time here, I would like to say welcome back. And thank you all for tuning in to another day of the series, Maybe Mounjaro, for the month of May. Today we're going to discuss how to get the Mounjaro, tirzepatide, semaglutide, Wegovy, Zepbound prescription. I'm going to discuss how I ended up on Mounjaro, and then we'll discuss how you can obtain it. So, as previously have stated, and if this is your first time hearing this, I am a type 2 diabetic. I had gestational diabetes in both of my pregnancies. The first time the diabetes went away once I had delivered my baby, and then with the second pregnancy, the diabetes decided to stick around, and so I was a full-blown type 2 diabetic after my second pregnancy. With that being said, while I was pregnant, my first line of drug that I was prescribed was glipizide. I was prescribed glipizide, 5 milligrams a day for blood sugar control. I had to go see a dietitian, and I had to prick my finger 4 times a day for diabetes management while I was pregnant. And when we found that therapy did not work, we moved into increasing my glipizide to 5 milligrams twice a day and continue to prick my finger 4 times a day and monitor and record all of my blood sugar readings that I have obtained throughout the day. My sugars when I was pregnant was it was over 150, and at the highest like 250s, 260s, almost 300. So I would get really high and really low readings because my first day of being on the glipizide, I became hypoglycemic. And so, over time, I ended up being on the medicine and continuing the medicine because my sugars were so irregular. So, being that my sugars continue to be irregular, we had to add in insulin. I don't recall the dosage of insulin that I was on, but in addition to the glipizide twice a day, I had to inject myself with long-acting insulin every night, and to better control my sugars, which they were still all over the place because even though I had seen a dietitian, I was pregnant. I'm not gonna lie, I was pregnant, and I still continued to eat what I wanted because I was hungry, and I was not going to deprive my child of any delectable foods for the nutrition of his body. I understand that gestation diabetes, from what the registered dietitian had told me, can have negative effects on the birth of my child. But me being the hard-headed nurse that I am, which I can say, I did not adhere to what was instructed for my regimen of better maintaining my blood sugars as a pregnant person. So I had the baby, and once I had the baby, they took me off all of my medicine, and I ended up having to go back and see my primary care doctor, who then prescribed me metformin. That was 3 months after having my baby. I ended up on metformin. Sugars were still not regulated, and my A1C was like 7.8. And so my doctor at that time, after those 3 months, she said, you've been on all of these medicines. Your A1C is 7.8. This is at my 3-month checkup after I had my baby. I'm going to start you on metformin. So I ended up on metformin for 3 months, came back again, did my A1C again. My A1C was still over 7. And so at that time, which was September of 2022, She said, well, my husband, he's on this great medication that is very new for diabetics. It is called Mounjaro. He's seen great results with it, and he has lost quite a bit of weight since being on it. And I would like for you to try this and see how it works for you. And I'm like, ugh. So, how do I take this medicine? What is it about? What side effects it could have on me? What's going on with that? So she was like, these are the side effects, but it's to control your blood pressure, your blood sugar. I misspoke. It is to control your blood sugar. It is to better manage your weight because that is a reason why you're still a diabetic and you're forever and always will be a diabetic. But this is why your sugars are still remaining high. Your body has become insulin resistant. And with that being said, your body no longer produces the insulin that it needs to control your blood sugars. So this is why we are prescribing this medication. So I had to have a level of medical appropriateness for being able to obtain the Mounjaro prescription. My level of medical appropriateness was that I was a diagnosed diabetic and I was overweight. Also, I had to have a demonstration of tried and failed other therapies because with the Mounjaro prescription, it required a prior authorization. With the prior authorization, I bet they just wanted to look and see what's been tried, what's been done in the past. It hasn't worked. So, yeah, we're going to give it to her. So that's why I had to end up, getting it through prescription. Now, since I had such a hard time finding the 5 milligram prescription, I ended up calling my doctor back and asking them, can they send it to my house? So I personally use Express Scripts for my mail order pharmacy prescriptions. And that is who I get my medication through because I have had the most difficult time trying to find Mounjaro here locally at my retail pharmacies. When I found it at my local retail pharmacy, the medication had an out-of-pocket cost of $1,200. Apparently, my prescription only covers Mounjaro up to $1,000 a box. So with that being said, Mounjaro is very expensive. Very expensive. So upwards to $1,200 for a box of 4 pens is what you may see when people do not have insurance and they have a prescription for the Mounjaro. It is a bee in here. So the cost is another factor of Mounjaro and obtaining a prescription. So keep that in mind. If you do not have insurance, but you're using some type of service, or if you're one of a cash customer, Mounjaro is very expensive. But if you can afford it, more power to you, and greatness to you on this journey. May the force be with you. And it is May the 4th, so may the 4th be with you. Um, Another thing that I mentioned was the prescription discount card. I do my Mounjaro, as I've previously stated, through the mail order retail pharmacy. So I get 3 boxes of Mounjaro for $25 for those months. And if I do not have a prescription discount card, I can get 3 boxes of Mounjaro for $100 through my mail order pharmacy. So that's what my cost to me would be. If it's not $25, it'll be $100 for a 3 month supply because I've had the most difficult time obtaining Mounjaro through my retail pharmacy. I have called as far as East Texas, Marshall, Longview, Tyler to see if they had Mounjaro, and they did not. So this is what led me to the utilization of a mail order pharmacy. If you are one of those people that does not have medical insurance, or if you utilize telehealth, that is another avenue in order to get your Mounjaro prescription. Telehealth doctors do have the power to prescribe Mounjaro. And with that being said, they can either have the medication delivered to your home or they can have the medication sent to your local pharmacy so that you can go and pick it up. So there are options for you to get it if you do not see a doctor locally or in person. You can utilize telemedicine services to get your prescription of Mounjaro. And that is how they can get the medication to you. Lastly, weight loss clinics. I have seen many weight loss clinics providing the service of weight loss aids such as semaglutide and tirzepatide. They are compounded forms of the medications of Mounjaro and Ozempic. I do not honestly have much information on that, but I will do some research and get back with you all on the compounded forms of semaglutide and tirzepatide. So when I conduct that research on the compounded forms of Mounjaro and Ozempic, semaglutide, tirzepatide, I will get back with you all and make a video about that. In all honesty, of if it's the same thing or but people are seeing results, so I'm going to conduct that research and I will get back with you and make a video about that sometime this month in this series. So please stay tuned. So in a nutshell, to obtain the Mounjaro medication, you must have a prescription. You must have a level of medical appropriateness, a documentation of tried and failed measures and steps that you have taken prior to submitting for a Mounjaro prescription. And if it requires to have a prior authorization, that documentation must be there. And that is how you can get your Mounjaro. I do understand that tirzepatide is for weight loss. It is now an FDA approved medication for weight loss. However, I do not have information on on the steps of how to obtain it for the weight loss route, just the diabetic route, since that is the route I obtained my Mounjaro prescription. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, or you can find me on Instagram at NurseKP. And you can ask me. I can do the research and I can get back with you. And if you talk to me, I do talk back. I try to be as responsive as I can be to any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have concerning the Mounjaro prescription and how it has been working for me. And give me an update. I like to hear updates, success and failures, because like I've always say, Mounjaro is not for everybody. So you do have to listen to your body when something is not right for you. Today has been a very eventful day for me. I've been very busy. So I'm going to get ready to take a shower and tune it in for the night and edit this video and put it out. Until next time, this is Nurse KP, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And again, maybe Mounjaro. You won't break my soul, I'm telling everybody.